Hey YouTube family, welcome to the Gear Cave. Today we're answering a question that I got at the music store a while back. What happens to a budget guitar when it gets to be like a year or two old? Well, this is the budget guitar that started my channel without my knowing about it. Back in 2021, this particular guitar was popping up everywhere and people were saying how good it was. So I thought I would buy one and make my own video and prove to everybody that budget guitars were garbage. Well, surprise, surprise, this one is now 4.5 years old. It'll be 5 years old in February of 2026. So what happens to a budget guitar when it gets to be 2 or 3 or 4 years old? Well, nothing. I got so many comments when I first got there. Oh, just cheap plywood guitars and they're made with the cheapest of cheap parts and it's not real wood and I'm like, well, I don't know, man. It kind of looks and feels like real wood. I don't know if the top is real spalted maple. I would highly doubt that it is. And some of the $700 or $800 guitars with the brand names on the headstock, they got fake tops too. So the fake top is not going to make a difference on how the guitar plays. It's just going to make a difference on how the guitar looks. So after 2 or 3 or 4 years old, it still does country stuff. Still does funk stuff. Still does blues stuff. Still does high gain stuff. does like the rock and roll stuff really well too. So what happens to your budget guitar after 3 or 4 or 5 years of playing them? Nothing! I hate to disappoint the purists out there, but the only difference between these budget guitars and the $2,000 guitars you see hanging on the rack at your music store is the price and potentially the name on the headstock. You'll notice this one doesn't even have a name on the headstock. That's how cheap it is. The Fender Nocaster had no name on the headstock back in the early 50s, and if you could find one of those, it would be worth something. So maybe someday this will be worth something. Check back in 2050 to find out. You guys take care. God bless. And we'll see you in 25 years from now.